The emergency HOA meeting at Elmswood Estates was in full swing. Nancy Bellows, our self-appointed dictator, slammed her wooden spoon-turned gavel, shrieking about me, Glenn Mathers, joining the association immediately. I stood up slowly, savoring the moment. "Actually, Nancy," I said, letting my voice carry. "You've been living on my land for the past 5 years." Nancy's spoon clattered. Her face went from purple to white so fast I thought she might faint. "I'm an engineer who inherited 10 acres of wooded property in Pine Ridge from my Uncle Harold. I built a modest home on the eastern edge. Across the street was Nancy's kingdom of beige, where she ruled through highly questionable elections and bylaws that regulated everything from birdhouses to hairspray density. Nancy made her first appearance shortly after I moved in, marching up my driveway with a clipboard. She demanded a $1,200 initial membership fee plus back dues. I explained I wasn't part of the HOA. Her left eye twitched, her Karen override mode. She cited Article 4, Section C of her bylaws: any property sharing a visual corridor with member homes must comply. I was subject to governance if she could see me. She demanded I remove my late uncle's birdhouses. "I own this land," I said. "It's not part of any HOA." Nancy thrust a warning at me, threatening fines and restricted access to the community resources, the public county roads my taxes paid for. Over the next few months, Nancy's campaign escalated. I received official notices for excessive gravel, unapproved wildlife encouragement, the deer, and maintaining a non-conforming natural habitat, my native prairie grass. She even cited me for my morning coffee, claiming it violated her sunrise meditation standards. Each time, I responded, "I am not a member. This property is not within your jurisdiction." Then came the physical trespass. I woke up to her mowing a 20-foot strip of my land, claiming it was a new community greenbelt. Article 7, subsection 9 states that unmaintained land adjacent to HOA property can be claimed for community beautification, she declared smugly. I called my lawyer and my surveyor friend, Jake Morrison. If Nancy wanted to play property games, she'd picked the wrong opponent. I specialized in land development. Something about Nancy's corner lot had always bothered me. Jake and I spent a day surveying. "That's a 30-foot discrepancy on the eastern boundary," Jake announced, showing me the data overlay. "That includes Ms. Bellow's corner lot, her house, her herb garden, and that gazebo where she holds her HOA board meetings. They're all sitting on your land." The surveying error happened during the 1993 development. My late Uncle Harold knew but found it amusing, leaving a note, "Let them think what they want until they become a problem." I spent the next month preparing, documenting every fabricated fine and instance of trespassing. Nancy then made her fatal mistake. She called an emergency meeting to address the Glenn Mathers problem, which brought us back to the community center. "You have a deed?" I agreed, pulling out the corrected survey. "For a property that was incorrectly plotted. Your eastern property line is actually 30 foot west of where you think it is." I spread the maps on the table. Nancy shrieked, "You can't just come in here with your fake documents and try to steal my home." "I'm simply clarifying boundaries," I said calmly. "You've been using my land for 5 years without payment." I pulled out a demand for 5 years of back rent, totaling $120,000. Retired Judge Dennis Palmer, a neighbor, examined the documents. "These appear to be legitimate county records. That's a significant legal matter that supersedes any HOA authority." Nancy shouted conspiracy. I pulled out my alternatives. Purchase the land your house sits on for $97,000. Sign a 5-year lease with strict terms. Cease all enforcement, acknowledge my land is outside jurisdiction, and maintain a sign on your property that reads, "No HOA activity permitted for the duration of the lease."
"This is extortion," she hissed.
No, Dennis interjected.
"This is a property owner exercising his legal rights." I presented my final document, a folder detailing over $18,000 in attempted fraudulent fines. "That's fraud, Nancy."
Criminal fraud.
Nancy chose none of the above, attempting to rally support with a counter-notice of rightful ownership that read like sovereign citizen fanfiction. The case went to Judge Patricia Blackwood, who had zero patience for suburban theatrics. My attorney laid out the evidence: survey error, 5 years of trespass, and attempted fraud. Judge Blackwood shut down Nancy's defense: belief doesn't change property lines. The ruling was swift. Nancy owed me $37,000 for land use and was given 60 days to purchase or lease the land. She was ordered to pay my legal fees of $8,000. Then the best part: Judge Blackwood announced she was forwarding the case to the district attorney's office for review of potential criminal charges. The Elmswood Estates board called an emergency meeting. The vote of no confidence in Nancy was 38-2. She was removed immediately. The criminal investigation led to Nancy pleading guilty to reduced charges, 2 years probation, 300 hours of community service, barred from any HOA, and a $5,000 fine. When she stood for sentencing, her perfect posture crumbled. For the first time, she had nothing to say, just silence and the weight of consequences she brought entirely on herself.